All right, welcome back to G6. Today we're in the city of Menifee. I told you guys from the beginning we do dope stuff for dope people. So today we're gonna introduce you to one of our clients, Jimmy. Let him tell you himself how he found us, what his experience was like. We actually stopped by just to provide a little customer service, a few cracks that we had to attend to, adjust some of the fittings, but let's see what Jimmy has to say. So in the city of Menifee, this is actually a really good city to work in. The houses are large, they have decent backyards, so we had plenty of space to work in, just not a lot of access to get in here. So when we walked in here, we had basically a dirt lot, very minimal landscaping. The builders don't really leave you with much to start off with, a couple of shrubs, a lot of dirt, some mulch, basic sprinkler system. So we had a blank canvas where we were able to fit a 33-foot by 16-foot pool, a 9x9 spa, raised beam across the back. So we like to do this anytime we have a retaining wall in the back with the footings exposed. We use it to our advantage, so we'll raise the back of the pool, lends itself well to some kind of a water feature. If you look across the back, we did turf instead of concrete diamonds. A lot of people are doing the concrete pads with strips of turf. We've decided to flip it on this project, so you can see it gives it a very inviting look. You can put some lounge chairs there, hang out. The coping on this pool, we did natural stone. This is Thunder Gray travertine. We did glacier white stacked stone along with a blue mosaic tile across the water line. The plaster finish on this pool, this is a Stonescapes Mini Pebble Midnight Blue. We have cobalt blue glass along with abalone shells. So it gives it that deep, rich blue water. In this area where it tends to be very warm, the pool tends to stay between 72 and 74 degrees all year round. If you look at the water line, we have a mix of blues and grays. These are Dallas Cowboy fans, so we try to incorporate some of the team colors into the pool. The deck is minimal, just gray, regular concrete. We have a couple steps here to get up to the elevated deck area. And this is where we have full view of the project. You have a California room along that side. The turf, this is smart turf, pet premium. We also put drains in this area along with the 4-inch band of concrete for the diamond pads. So you'll see a lot of people do this style. Usually it's the other way around. You'll have concrete diamonds with strips in between. In this case, we did strips of concrete with turf diamonds. So really good look, like it. This raised wall, we have a 2-foot shear descent along with the 18-inch shear descent on the columns. You can put planter pots, fire bowls on these if you'd wish. Another cool feature that kind of matches this is if you look at the spa, instead of having your standard spillover that usually you have a foot or 18 inches notch in the center so water falls out, we decided to do 6-inch spillovers across the front, and it just looks a lot more elegant and matches well with the 3 water features we have. So if you look across the front, this part is very critical that you have level your tile leveled properly. If not, you're gonna have different flow rates for all 6 sides. So just like you're doing a rim flow or infinity spa, you have to make sure that your tile levels are always precise. So enough about me and what we do. Let's hear from Jimmy. So what's up, Jimmy?
What up, my boy?
So I told you guys I do dope stuff for dope people. Jimmy, we go way back. He coached my son in football. I love coaching football, and eventually you hand off your kids to somebody better than you. So Jimmy, we go way back. So how'd you find us? How'd you book us?
Well, the way I heard was, I heard about your work, man, and you were doing an awesome job. You did a work from somebody, and from there I just said, you know what, my parents needed a pool. So I said, hey man, you know what, give you a call. You came down, and we went to your office. You laid it down for us, man, by tea, man. That's the thing. You let us know everything in detail, everything the way you said it, the way it planned. It came out just the way everything you said to us, man.
So what would you tell other people that you know, are looking to buy a pool, like what are the things that you learned from this process that they should know before they start?
Honestly, confidence, man. That's the number one that you have. You know, your word is there. Not only that, man. I mean, you come out and you explain to people like by detail everything. You know, what color, what looks the best. You know, everything. That's the best thing somebody can have. You know.
Right. Do you feel that there's a lot of, you know, parts of a construction project that you didn't know before you got in? Like if you say something simple like, hey, I want to do glass tile versus 6x6.
See, that's the thing I didn't even know. Like learning from you, what's better, what's best, what's not, you know.
Yeah.
That's the best thing you could explain to someone.
What about your selection of materials? Was that process kind of difficult, or?
Actually, you explained when we went to your office was, you have like it was like a big mall. It's like a mall selection, you know. You have a selection of this and this and that.
Just pick it off the wall,
right.
huh?
But the thing was, is like you said, man, explain it right, what's good, what's best, and you know.
What have your family or your guests, do they compliment you, critique you a little bit?
Actually, they all said, man, who was the one who did this? And I said, well, one of my good buddies that, you know, I coach his son, and actually, you know, I'm recommending to people too, man, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's the main thing. I tell all my clients, if I'm not trying to hang out with them, I don't want to do their project. So Jimmy's always been a real one from day one. So if we could get 10 of him, we'd be in a good place. So let's walk your project a little bit. What's your favorite part about your project?
Honestly, I mean, I can start from here. I have my little nieces come out here, chill, relax. Bench? Yeah, they relax here, you know. That's one of the best for them, relaxing here.
Because it's shallow, you don't have to worry about them.
My mom comes out, she swims, you know, up to here. There's a level her, you know, she loves it because she can sit down right there on that little bench right there too as well.
Yeah.
And then like all of us, my dad, everybody, my brothers, kind of sit right there, little umbrella right there, relax, have some cold ones, you know. This is like the key. Yeah. Right there is the key of
the spa.
The spa is
we
like
tell everybody, man, we get a lot of people that ask us, hey, I want a basic pool. And to me, a basic pool is just basic finishes, but you still got to have a spa because, I mean, most people are in the spa 80-20% in the pool because it's always warm, it's less water, it heats up fast, right?
It's the best, man. I mean, we all stay there, relax. Like this past weekend, we were there till like midnight.
Dang.
So, I mean, we're enjoying this pool. So, like, I mean, we're like kids here, man.
Yeah.
You know, nothing that we didn't have growing up. You know, and this is like fresh.
Yeah. So the Baja benches are pretty much standard on all my designs. I know that some people consider them an upgrade. I think it's a must-have, especially if you got kids, like Jimmy said. A couple of the benches, entertaining spots that you don't see that are obvious are things like the bench underneath the water feature, right? So there's a notch there. We could have left it just an open space for people to walk in, but why not close it off, put a seat so people could sit under the waterfall if they wanted to, as well as on the deep end, if you got your people that like to swim laps, you know, it's kind of sucks holding on to the coping when you're done on the other side. So now you got a whole area to sit there. So what tends to happen when you only have a shallow end and no bench seating, most of your party gravitates towards the shallow area because they don't want to be paddling around the deep end all night. So if you add some bench seating, you can open up your pool, space out your party so everybody's not all crowded on the Baja bench area. So keep that in mind for your design pointers. What about your plaster, man? How do you feel? I get a lot of people, even my wife, you know, she's not a big fan of pebble. I think she's used to the old school pebble, the big rocks. Everybody, hey, it's rough on your feet and all that. What's your experience with the mini pebble?
Honestly, I mean, I even have my pool guy. I got this pool dude, a local kid, and he even told me, he's like, hey, who did the whole plaster? I say, you know, G6. He's like, you know what, this is awesome, man. Yeah. Like, it makes it really look like you're in a lagoon or you know, different type of pool style. That's
right.
You know, but the texture is really cool, man. You're in there, you're not hurting your feet, or you know, like some pools.
Yeah. No, there's a key in the material you use, the quality of the application, right? If people are just in a hurry, slap it down, they don't tap in all the rocks, you have a poor acid wash, it's gonna be rough. You're gonna have rocks sticking out. That's what the sharp points are gonna be. Your pool has abalone, which are shells, broken up shells, So if you don't tap those in and take the right time to apply it correctly, you're gonna have some sharp edges. So you can have a rough job with mini pebble, but if you do it right, you should have nothing to worry about. And you know, at the end of the day, the women, they pay for this kind of stuff on their feet, right?
They love it.
You get free pedicures in your own pool. So what about the lighting, man? What's the lighting look like at night?
Again, like you're used to one of those old school pools with the lights like way over there, and it only lights up like there. But man, when you got these type of LED lights, way you're over there, you can see the whole water like clear, man.
I get a lot of people that tell me like, hey, you know, I'm comparing your contract with somebody else's, and they only have 2 lights, one for the spa, one for the pool, and you have $5K in lighting. I'm like, yeah, because that's what it's gonna take to make it look good, right? Pool lights aren't cheap. The old school lights, you know, you're probably talking $1,500 a piece. The small ones about $700 with the install and running it. But that's a one-time deal. See, we put, I think 3 in the pool, 1 in the spa, and Jimmy still wishes we would have put more, right? So if we could have had 2 more, it would have even been that much brighter. But when you're talking $3,500 in lights, when you're spending 100, 150K, it starts adding up, right? You have to draw the line somewhere. But lighting is always a point where I tell my clients, like, go big, because you only get one shot at it, right? We can always change the tile, we can always change the coping, but lighting, it's a whole lot of demo to do. So tell me what's going on over here. This is pretty cool. We don't have a lot of clients that have this. I know when we were building it, you said, hey, Vic, run some utilities because I might want to do a restroom. So here's for all you YouTube people.
Yeah, man.
Everybody should have a restroom outside.
You know what? That's one of the things that, you know, when you have a lot of gas, you know, and you don't like your floors getting all wet and all that stuff. So, I mean, from experience, going to other people's houses, you know,
everybody's slipping on the tile.
Yeah, you know, or go to the bush, or, you know. So we decided to build a little shed. Yeah. Well, Vic did. He added for me the whole plumbing, electricity, water in there. So I went ahead and got someone to build this for us. It's a little restroom. You know, put in your clothes, change, whatever. You know, just a little quick restroom. Just people can avoid going inside the house.
Yeah. And for all you Karens that are asking about permits and all that, if you keep it under 10 by 10, you don't even have to worry about that. So there's a key point. Let's talk about your equipment. Let's see what we got. So the equipment, is it hard for you to understand how to use it? You know what everything is?
Honestly, it's just like basic. Of course, I never, you know, touched anything before, but quick learn. First, you know, kind of play with it too. What heats up, you know, whatever that pump for, you know, waterfalls, you know, lights.
Did you have to call out a warranty for anything or something, a pump issue?
Nah, man, not yet.
Oh. So with the pump stuff, the guy spent the time to like teach you how to run it and turn it on.
They taught,
you know what all the valves do and everything. So you're a pro now.
Yeah.
See, this looks really good, like covering up your equipment, trying to hide it. Imagine if you didn't have this privacy wall, you'd just be seeing a bunch of pipes and stuff.
Right.
Spend the money, get a little gate, it'll go a long way. What do you feel about this area?
Well, I consider this like my area because, man,
this was your dream.
Yeah, because you know what? The diamonds could look sweet, man. A lot of people tell me about this. They're like, hey, you don't see this kind of stuff out there, and it was, to me, it looked fresh with the pool and everything. But yeah, man.
See, originally when we came in here, this was all overgrown, you know, random trees, a pile of dirt up to the wall, and basically we were gonna do a pool and then leave the planter alone. So we were already on the decking phase, getting ready for grading. He's like, hey man, let's do something nice up here. So we've got to remove trees, all the roots, run drainage. So it's an add-on, but I'm glad he did it because in the end, it just looks, it made it pop.
No, it made it.
It would have been a completely different pool if we just left all the wild bushes.
This standed out like even. I mean, the way the pool's already nice. I mean, with this, it's just,
it just pops so much more. Now you feel like you got a real custom pool, right? Yeah. Cool. So what are some of the lessons learned? What do you feel that maybe things that I can take away? Like, what can I do to be better, give you the better customer service?
Honestly, man, you have everything that you can. I mean, good customer service. You get back to your people on time. You know, everything you say it's to the T.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I know we ain't for everybody. We're not for everybody. I'm okay with that. But I mean, I'm very short to the point. Hey, what do you want? Here's what it is. You want it, yes or no? Let's move out and get it done. At the end of the day, you see the outcome, right? Some people want to, you know, sit around and study the problem and explore every possible option. I'm just, hey, what's your budget? Here's what I can do for it, and I know what you're gonna feel like in the end. So it's very simple.
Very simple.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Cool. All right, Jimmy. So thank you so much for the opportunity, for your business.
Yes, sir.
We want to capture the whole the whole experience for your family. So we're going to be bringing you the carne asada.
Nice.
You handle the music. You handle the
beverage.
The beverage, and then we'll bring the crew, and we'll see how this pool gets put to use.
Hey, let's do this, man.
Sounds good, man.
All
Thank
right,
you.
my boy.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, we good.
All right.